morning, everyone. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. And our first order of business is the pledge. Please join me.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do you want to let Lisa Biddle speak first and then do the proclamation, or do the proclamation first?
The former.
Do what?
Former.
Let's speak first.
No, them. Just...
Lisa Biddles, would you like to step to the podium, introduce yourself, and tell us a little bit about the group? Welcome, everyone, especially our furry, four-legged little friends.
Thank you. Hi, my name's...
There's a little button you need to touch.
There we go.
Perfect.
Hi, good morning. My name's Lisa Biddles, and I'm a volunteer coordinator.
And
You don't have to hold it.
Hit it once? There we go. Should have told me that sooner. My name's Lisa Biddles, and I'm a volunteer coordinator and a licensed instructor with an organization called Pet Partners. It's the largest, one of the largest animal-assisted therapy organizations in the United States and Canada. And we are so happy to be here to be able to be recognized for National Animal Therapy Day, which is April 30th. Our teams, and we have 4 of our teams here, consist of predominantly dogs, but what makes Pet Partners unique is the fact that we evaluate and register 9 species of animals. So we, not just dogs, but we do cats, rabbits, guinea pigs, alpacas, rats, there are rat teams, Pet Partner teams, and miniature horses. So we really appreciate being able to come up here. Some of our facility visits that we do currently, we're kind of getting back into our visits due to COVID, but we do reading programs at both the West Lafayette and Tippecanoe County Public Libraries. We have visited hospice, Seton Hospital in the past. We do visits with IU Health, as well as study breaks for Purdue University. But we are open to visit anyone who needs a little de-stressing. And as you can tell, our dogs are doing really well. I'd like to introduce all of our teams. So,
yes, please.
So if you'd please just stand up and come on up. This is our newest member of our team. This is Julie, and this is her pet partner, Meadow. And this is her first year with us. And then we have Michelle. And Michelle has been a member of Pet Partners since 2001. And this is Lily, one of her newest pet partners. And then kind of a veteran of our team is Flag. Flag is 11 years old, and Debbie, his handler, has been a pet partner since 2001 as well. And they've had, Debbie's had collies in the past. Michelle has had a variety of dogs. And this is Bella. Bella is 9 years old. She is my second corgi that I have done this with. I've been with the organization since 2007. And I have previously done this with another Pembroke Welsh Corgi and a Tabby Cat. I had him for 6 years. So we certainly appreciate it, and we enjoy going out and doing visits. Like I said, we are willing to attend, visit offices, schools, libraries, wherever people would like a furry friend to come and visit us. So thank you very much for your time.
Very good, and thank you. And we have a proclamation. We'll go to the podium.
We might want one of these over in our office because Tracy and I need to de-stress a lot from the office. So we're just letting you all know. Okay, National Therapy Animal Day Proclamation. There are thousands of Pet Partners therapy animal teams serving in communities across the United States. And whereas Pet Partners has designated April 30th as National Therapy Animal Day, and whereas Pet Partners therapy animal teams in Tippecanoe County play an essential role in improving human health and well-being through the human-animal bond, and
whereas Pet Partners Therapy animal teams make millions of visits per year in settings such as hospitals, nursing homes, schools, and hospice. And whereas Pet Partner Therapy animal teams interact with a variety of people in our community, including veterans, seniors, patients, student-facing literacy challenges, and those approaching end of life. And whereas these exceptional therapy animals who partner with their human companions bring comfort and healing to those in need.
Now therefore, we, the undersigned, the Tippecanoe County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim April 30th, 2023 as National Therapy Animal Day. And we do hereby encourage our citizens to celebrate therapy animals and their human handlers. Further, we publicly salute the service of therapy animal teams in our community and in communities across the nation. And again, thank you for your work. I don't know that there would probably be hard-pressed to find someone in the audience whose spirit wasn't lifted just a little bit when you see these beautiful canine friends of ours. But thank you for coming today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. And we'll have a copy of the proclamation.
I'll bring you a bulldog.
So Paula just said we need an office bulldog. I think we probably already have one.
Am I supposed to resemble that?
I'm letting that one slide.
All right, the next order of business for us is approval of minutes from our Board of Commissioners meeting on April 3rd.
Make the motion we approve the minutes from our April 3rd, 2023 regular meeting.
Second.
You have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. Next up, approval of accounts payable.
Mr. President, I'd like to recommend the claims from April 4th, 2023 through April 17th, 2023 be approved without exception.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Payroll, Paula?
Mr. President, I would also like to recommend the payroll dated March 31st, 2023 be approved without exception.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. Good morning, Stuart.
Do I hold this? No. All right, we've got a few items today. The first being an addendum number 1 to the Lockmuller Group agreement for the design of the steel site development. This addendum adds design services to the initial study. It is in the amount of $195,000, bringing the total not to exceed on this contract up to $297,000 in a not to exceed. Payments on this will be split with the City of Lafayette.
Okay.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion we approve addendum number 1 for, with the Lockmuller Group for the steel property design services.
Second.
You have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And the motion passes.
Okay. Next, we have a contract with Lockmuller. Get myself here.
Lockmuller.
Beam Longus and Naff.
No, Lockmuller.
No. Beam Longus and Naff.
Which, are you doing right-of-way services? Or are you doing the professional services
Get
agreement?
them backwards. Hang on. No. This is right-of-way services, and it is Beam Longus and Naff.
For Bridge 527?
Yes, it is. I was wrong. You were right.
Okay. It is Beam Longus enough,
It
okay.
is Beam Longus and Naff. Sorry about that. I did double-check that. $21,400 for right-of-way services associated with the design of bridge number 527. That's the bridge on Old 231 near McCutcheon.
Okay, I'll make a motion, we approve this contract amendment for right-of-way services with Beam, Longus, and Neff for $21,400.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Okay. And now we have a professional services agreement for the design of signalization of 430 and Concord. Just looking to make sure. Beam, Longus, and Neff. In the amount of not to exceed $230,600. This also includes post-contract services and inspection for signalization at County Road 430 and Concord Road.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion, we approve that professional services agreement for design of signalization at 430 and Concord.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion or questions for Stu? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Don't make me say Beam, Longus, and Neff again. Okay, now we have a right of entry. This is for the County Road 450 South 500 East reconstruction. This is the last parcel. This is the Peabody Parcel 1. The total property is in the valued at $846,000. This right of entry grants us access for construction with full settlement to follow.
What was that amount again?
The full value is $846,000.
Okay, we're doing 10%.
We're going.
Mr. President, I move we approve this right of entry agreement presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Okay. Our last item is an application for permit to close or block a county road. This is for Wyandotte Elementary. It starts and ends there. They'll be restricting 50 South and 550 East on April 28, 2023 for their Hawk Walk 5K event.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion, we approve this permit to close as stated.
Just a question, do they have to walk like a hawk? Is that,
I'm not sure how hot, that would be a hop, wouldn't it? Probably. I don't know.
I'll second that.
5K.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Stu. Next up, we have some contracts related to the animal shelter project.
Okay, now this is the first of several we'll have in the next few meetings for approval of the contracts per the to the companies that won the bids for the animal shelter. The first one is Bill Lawrence Company for, I believe that is painting and wall coverings. With that, I'll make a motion, we approve that contract.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
The second one is for Tippecanoe for fire suppression. I'll make a motion, we approve that contract.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Next one is also with Tippecanoe for plumbing. I'll make a motion, we approve that contract.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for approving the contract. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
And the last one we have today is with Moeller Masonry Services for masonry, and that is, I'll make a motion, we approve that contract.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the contract with Moeller Masonry Services. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Next up, we have a professional services contract through Family Social Services Agency and Manning's Munchies.
Mr. President, I move that we approve this contract renewal with Manning Munchies Services for the T-Cobb, 111, and the courthouse locations.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the professional services contract as outlined. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. And that motion passes. Let's see, so the next item that's on the agenda for Human Resources is not supposed to be on the agenda, so we're going to move past that. And Jason Huber from Community Corrections. Morning, sir.
This is our yearly ask for us to apply for our Department of Corrections grant. That'll be coming up in May, so we'll ask for your approval now for that. Also, probation will be lumped in with that grant.
And this is your big annual grant that funds majority of the program and
Correct.
everything. Do you recall just offhand how much that is?
This year, it'll probably be pushing $4 million.
And that's up from last year, I'm guessing?
Up a little bit, yep.
Okay.
Mr. President, I'll make the motion we grant permission to apply as stated.
Second.
You have a motion and a second to approve the Community Corrections DOC grant. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Good morning, Sharon.
Morning. Can I start?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to ask permission for the Commissioner's Office to apply for the NDOT Funding 5311 Transportation Grant with Area 4 on agency on the upcoming 2024 fiscal year. There's six documents for you to sign off on.
Mr. President, I move we grant permission to apply as stated.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Doug, that resolution doesn't need to be called out separately, does it? It's one you reviewed.
In that packet, I think we should probably just get it on the record. I don't
Okay.
know that we have a number for it.
Yes, we did.
So just so you know, as part of that permission to apply, Resolution 2023-6-CM, this is the rural transit, and it authorizes continuation of the program, and it authorizes Tracy as President of the Board of Commissioners to sign the relevant documents.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion we approve Resolution 2023-6-CM.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
I'd also like to ask for permission for the Villa to apply to the Walmart Foundation to help cover the supplies needed for community ADA compliant digital message boards in their facilities for the residents.
Mr. President, I move we grant permission to apply for the villa as stated.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. And that motion passes.
I'd like to ask permission to accept grants in the following. The Health Department is receiving funding from Indiana Department of Health Outreach Supplies to provide a mobile unit for Gateway to Hope to transport clients to services, as well as to perform community outreach. The funding will be covered in an amendment to the current contract that they have.
And what is the amount?
We don't have the amount yet because we're waiting on quotes for the mobile unit.
Okay. Mr. President, I'll make a motion we grant permission to accept as stated.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed, same sign. That motion passes.
And the Health Department also received a grant to receive Narcan supplies in the amount of 2,900 doses from Indiana Department of Health.
2,900.
I'm sorry, 2,100.
Mr. President, I move we grant permission to accept for the Health Department.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign.
Also
Motion
for the
passes.
Health Department, sorry, Tracy, for the Health Department, the Indiana Department of Health is funding for a continuation of the COAG grant in the amount of $228,253.50 for the promotion of vaccine services and other community health worker scope in the work per the contract.
And remind me again, what's COAG? It's,
Cooperative agreement.
okay,
Basically, it's the school liaison.
it's schools, okay. Mr. President, I'll make a motion, we grant permission to accept as stated.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to accept. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
And the coroner has received funding from the National Network of Public Health Institutes in the amount of $9,545 to cover supplies for building capacity that will help facilitate timely and complete overdose mortality data for the use of prevention and response efforts in Tippecanoe County.
Mr. President, I move grant permission to accept as stated.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. That motion passes.
Finally, I'd like to ask permission to accept funding from ICJI for the Sheriff's Office in the amount of $13,475 to cover overtime for the deputies during school bus routes in the spring and the fall under the Stop Arm Violation Enforcement Program.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion, we grant permission to accept as stated.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
That motion passes. Thank you, Sharon. Do we have any unfinished or new business?
I have
Reports on file. We have our accounts payable, mail, and duplication from March, report from the Building Commission, the library. All of those documents will be available in our office immediately following the meeting. Any public comment?
Move to adjourn.
We are adjourned.